Here are my 3 overlooked tax write-offs that food trucks, restaurants, and private chefs just aren't taking advantage of. They can be using this to help save money in taxes and use that additional money that wasn't paid on taxes to help fuel their business. So I'm going to briefly tell you about the tax write-off and what you can do to start implementing them. If you need to go more into debt, just book a call. There's going to be a link in the comments, but I want to tackle this quickly for you. The first one is the home office. The home office is briefly using a part of your home for business use. So I know your guys are using your kitchen. I know your guys have a separate room where you're handling all your general administrative tasks. That area needs to be documented, the square footage of it, and put in some notes each year, whether your home office grows or stay the same. We need to know the size of your home office. And once we know the size of your home office, we're going to take a list of all your personal expenses, all your costs of living, utilities, rent if you're renting an apartment, mortgage interest if you own your home, and we're going to factor that all in to turn those personal expenses into a business write-off. Granted, I know that you probably use your kitchen not 100% for business. So we're still going to take the square footage of the kitchen and the square footage of your home office, and we're going to allocate it based on if you used it 50% of the year for business, 50% of the year for personal. And that's how we break up that usage. But my business owners, my chefs, my food trucks, and my restaurant owners, we must develop a home office. Block out an area in your home, take the square footage of it, and document it. Make sure we document it. This is the information you're going to give to your CPA or your accountant so they can use in order for you to take advantage of the home office expense. That is my first overlooked tax write-off that food trucks, restaurants, and private chefs do not take advantage of. The second one is research and development expense. Research and development expense. And research and development expense is basically expense associated with improving or enhancing the processes of your business, the service of your business, or the product of your business. So since you're in the food and beverage industry, you always want to make your food a little bit better. You're curious about, say if you're making Italian food, you may go to Italy just to see how they're making their food so you can bring that back to the United States and improve your product. Now, that whole trip is a business trip. You can label it under travel, but some of the food out there, you could label that under research and development. Or maybe it's a local store in town where you just want to experiment with their products to see if it can improve your food. You can be able to write that off as a business expense under research and development. It's as simple as that. My business owners aren't taking advantage of my R&D expense. And the last one is depreciation, guys. If you own a food truck, whether you rent or lease, if you own any large equipment in that restaurant space, or the private chefs if you have your own gear or maybe not buggy, the carts that y'all take to mobile, we should be accounting for all of that and take advantage of depreciation. And depreciation is a tax law made by the IRS that allows you to deduct the depreciation of the equipment and use that as a write-off on your business taxes. We're leaving money on the table if we're not taking advantage of depreciation. Depreciation can also be used on your personal car that you use for business, because I know you're moving back and forth in that truck or that vehicle in order to move the private catering tools and equipment around and produce your service. We should be taking depreciation on that too as well. So once again, home office, R&D expense, and depreciation. These are the most overlooked tax write-offs that just simply aren't on your tax return, and we should be taking advantage of them. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I would love to have a conversation about it. Thank you.